of corruption is over. Now Detroit embarks upon a new road toward healing.
Kwame Kilpatrick will serve a sentence that will be used as a strong warning to any public official tempted towards making a career of corruption. Kwame Kilpatrick will be 71 years old when he gets out of prison. He'll spend the next 28 years behind bars.
We have Team 7 coverage tonight on this historic night. We're going to begin, though, with 7 Action News investigator Heather Catallo. Heather was inside the courtroom when this sentence was handed down.
Many times today here at federal court, Kwame Kilpatrick had to choke back tears. He told the judge that he really messed up, and while he did apologize, he fell short of admitting that he stole from the city. The once confident, smiling Kwame Kilpatrick was reduced to tears as he told the city, "It's over. I'm done." But the remorse was not enough for Judge Nancy Edmonds. She's sending him to federal prison for 28 years. Judge Edmonds called Kilpatrick's corruption in office corrosive to the city, saying, quote, "We lost transparency, we lost accountability during his 6 years as Detroit mayor." The judge said the 43-year-old deserved a long prison sentence for his 24 convictions on racketeering, bribery, tax crimes, and other charges.
Well, the judge certainly sent a powerful message to the people of Detroit that this kind of betrayal of the public trust will not be tolerated. 28 years, a very, very powerful sentence, equal to the highest sentence ever handed out in a public corruption case.
U.S. Attorney Barbara McQuaid says Kilpatrick looted the city and her office won't tolerate public officials stealing from Detroit.
Well, I heard him apologize to the citizens of Detroit, but I also heard him deny stealing from the people of Detroit and deny shaking down the citizens of Detroit, which is in direct contradiction to what the jury found in this case.
Speaking publicly for the first time since the historic trial started, the assistant U.S. attorneys who helped lead the massive corruption investigation praised the judge.
I mean, it's always bittersweet. A person's going to jail, but at the same time, justice was served today, and the system worked.
I truly hope that every public official out there in our district who's even having the slightest inkling of crossing the line and betraying the public trust, that they paid close attention as to what went on in that courtroom today.
Inside that courtroom, Kilpatrick apologized to the citizens of Detroit for abandoning them, and he nearly broke down when he spoke about his father, telling the judge he's not a criminal, even though Bernard Kilpatrick was convicted on a tax crime. The former mayor's lawyer called the 28-year sentence excessive and asked the judge to request that he be transferred to a prison in Texas.
It's hard for anyone, no matter what the length of time is that they're required to spend in custody, to be separated from the family. That's one of the most significant parts of punishment, is the separation from people who love them.
The judge did agree to that request, but ultimately it's up to the Bureau of Prisons to decide. As for Kilpatrick's family, they were not here today. He said he wanted to spare them all of the media attention. He said, "They have forgiven me. I hope someday I can forgive myself." Reporting at federal court in downtown Detroit, I'm Heather Catallo, 7 Action News.
All right, thanks a lot, Heather. Now, the pastors Kilpatrick turned to for spiritual guidance are opening up tonight about the final chapter of the corruption saga. Many people view the ex-mayor as confident. Some would even say he was arrogant. But as everything began to unravel, his pastor and other church leaders helped him and his family deal with the stress. Bishop J. Drew Sheard, who counseled the family, calls the sentence excessive. But he says he knows Kilpatrick is remorseful and struggling with forgiveness.
He's got to work on forgiving himself, that he won't be there for his children, that he won't be there for his wife.
People want you to think that he was just the scum of the earth, or he was a two-bit hustler, as they say on the streets. But I think he really cared for the city. He got caught up into the temptations that went along with any profession.
Bishop Sheard says he was in touch with Carlita Kilpatrick just a couple of days ago, and she was nervous about today's sentencing.
Now, while some people see Kilpatrick's sentencing as a tragic end to a one-time promising career, Governor Rick Snyder is looking at the bigger picture tonight.
Well, it's a terrible tragedy for the city in terms of the things that went on during that administration. And it really makes the point that the issues we're dealing with today in terms of solving Detroit's problems were an accumulation of 60 years of problems, with that being one of the most difficult, ugly chapters of those 60 years.
Kilpatrick's conviction in March came just days before the governor sent in an emergency manager to try to turn Detroit around.